Hi, this is Anand here. We'll be discussing linear equations today. Let's see what is an equation, what is meant by linear equation, and how to solve linear equations. Fine. So before going to linear equations, let's know what is an equation, right? So equations are something in which the two expressions are equal. You take a balance, for example, for better understanding, you take a balance here on the left and on the right. Right. Here what I do is I take 3 kgs of oranges here. And I take 5 kg of bananas. Right? Bananas. So now will it be balanced? It will not, because on the left you have 3 and on the right you have 5 kgs. So left hand side is have lesser weight compared to the right hand side. So either you have to reduce 2 kgs on the right, or you have to increase 2 kgs on the left. So you have to add 2 to make 5 kgs, or reduce 2 kgs on the right to make it balance. Right? Either side should have either 5 kgs or either side you should have 2 kgs here. Right? The same way is the equations. In the equation, you will have an equal to sign. Here on the left, you will be having an expression 1, say expression 1. On the right, you will be having an expression 2. Right? These expressions can contain numbers, it can contain variables, right? So if we make these two expressions equal, it's an equation, right? So let's know what is meant by linear here. Linear means the power, you see the power is 1 here. The degree, you call the degree or the power, right? The power of the equation is 1 here, degree or the power. Which means that if the degree is 1, you will have one solution. You will have one answer for x or y or z, anything, right? You will have one solution. So that's why it's called a linear equation. So examples, if I take x plus y is equal to 5, you say take the degree of the variables, it's 1, right? So x minus 2 is equal to 3. So you have the degree 1. Suppose if you have x squared minus 2x is equal to 5. You have the degree 2 here, which is a quadratic equation. So we need not worry about that. We need to worry only on the linear equations. So the degree of the equation is 1 for a linear equation. Right? Okay, fine. Now let's see what is an objective of an equation. Before solving, we need to solve the equation now. Objective of the linear equation. Objective of the linear equation is to, that it is to balance the given equation by keeping all the variables on one side and all the numbers on the other side. So what is the objective? To balance the given equation by keeping all the variables on one side and all the numbers on the other side. So what you do is always try to keep the variables on the left and the numbers on the right for better understanding. Right? You can also keep the variables on the right and numbers on the left. But for better understanding, always keep the variables on the left and keep the numbers on the right. Which means that there should not be any variables on the right and there should not be any numbers on the left. So this should be your objective. So for example, x minus 5 is equal to 3. Right? Okay, so to balance this equation, so that 3 is on the right hand side. So also the 3 should be on the left hand side. So what should be the value of x to make the equation equal to 3? I mean on the right hand side equal to 3. That is x is equal to 8. Right? You know that. But how to solve, that is very important, right? So equations can be solved by two methods. One is by cancellation, and the other one is transposition. I'm writing parallelly on both sides. I'm writing so that it will be easy for you. You can use any of the methods. Okay, what is cancellation? What you have to do is you have to cancel variables or numbers on the left or on the right to make it balanced, right? Suppose if you add a variable, you have to subtract on both sides the same variable, right? If you multiply a variable by a number, on both sides you have to divide by the same number, right? So for multiplication, for addition, for if it is addition, you have to subtract. If something there is a subtraction, you have to add. If there is a multiplication, you have to divide. If there is a division, you have to multiply to cancel the variables on the numbers. I'll tell you here how you have to do. Okay, let's say x minus 5 is equal to 3. In this case, cancellation, what you have to do, I told you, you keep always the variables on the left for better understanding and the numbers on the right hand side. But on the left, you have a number here, which is negative 5, which is subtracted from x. So what you have to do, to cancel this, I add 5 on both sides. So that the 5 gets cancelled on the left. So you will have x is equal to 8. Right? You get the value of x as 8. Now you can cross check. You plug in the value of 8 in that equation, x minus 5 is equal to 3. So it is balanced, right? This is cancellation method. You cancel them. Suppose in case if you're adding like this, x plus 5 is equal to 3. So what you have to do? In this case, 5 is added to x. So you subtract 5 on both sides. So 5 gets cancelled on the left. So you get x is equal to negative 2. Right? Suppose you multiply by a variable, right, by 3 here, for example, right? So what you have to do to cancel out the 3, because you should have only the one variable, that's all. It should not contain any numbers which is added or multiplied or divided in, right? So I divide by 3 on both sides. So you get 3 gets cancelled here. So x is equal to 8, right? Suppose if something is being divided, x is equal to x divided by 3 is 16. So what I do, I multiply by 3 on both sides to cancel out the 3 here on the left. So you get x is equal to 48. So this is what you are going to do in cancellation. You keep on doing the cancellation, and at the end you have the variable, you see x on the left and number 48 on the right. You get the solution. And number of solutions, I told it is 1. So x is having only one value. It cannot have two values, right? So that is the linear equation. Transposition is very simple. Transposition, what you have to do, you move all variables on one side and all numbers on other side. You are not cancelling here in the first step. You're moving the variables or numbers to the left or to the right. While you're moving, you have to change the sign of the variables and numbers moved. Only those which you move, you have to change their signs. Not which are not moved, right? That should retain there. Say for example, if I have x minus 5, same thing, x minus 5 is equal to 3. So what I do, I keep the variable on the left, right? I move the number to the right hand side. So when it is moved, its sign will change. So it becomes x is equal to 3 plus 5. So x is equal to 8. That is what I got this is the same answer that I got in cancellation also. Right? So you have in cancellation, you are going to cancel the variables or numbers. Here you have to move the variables or numbers. Right? So this is how you solve the equations, by using cancellation or transposition. You can use any of the methods. Let's see one other example. Okay. It's 5x minus 27 is equal to 2x plus 3. You take this equation. You can use transfer. Let's use both the methods, cancellation now. Let's do the cancellation. And also we do the transposition. right? Cancellation. I'm writing the equation here. 5x minus 27 is equal to 2x plus 3. So what I do basically here is, always in a linear equation, what is needed? Variable should be on the left and numbers should be on the right, right? But here on the right hand side, you see that there is a variable there, right? On the left hand side, there is a number. So what is done here is 2x plus 3. You are adding 3 to it. So you cannot divide just 2x by only 2, right? Because there is an addition there. So what you do is you subtract 2x on both sides to cancel out the 2x on the right. So you get 3x. 5x minus 2x is 3x. Minus 27 is equal to 3. Now again, on the left, you have negative 27. That is 27 is subtracted from 3x. So you add 27 on both sides. So you cancel the 27 on the left. So you get 3x is equal to 30. So now 3x is equal to 30. Again here, you don't have just the variable. You also, it's multiplied by 3 now. So to remove the 3, you divide by 3 on both sides. So you get x is equal to, so 3 is cancelled on the left. So x is equal to 10. Now let's cross check. You take the first equation and just plugging the value of 10 on the equation. So you get 5 times 10 minus 27 is equal to 2 times 10 plus 3. Right. So 5 times 10 is 50 minus 27. Right. 50 minus 27 is equal to 20 plus 3, which is 23. So 50 minus 27 is what? 23. 23 is equal to 23. Both sides are same. So the equation is balanced. So your answer 10 is correct. Suppose if you get 11 or 12 by mistake, when you do the cross checking, it won't be balanced, right? So which means that your answer may be wrong. So you have to go through it again and see where you went wrong, and you solve the equation, you get the answer, and then cross check again. This is what you have to do. Basically, in algebra, cross-checking is very, very important, right? Because we may think that the answer is correct, but sometimes you may arrive at a wrong answer, right? So cross-checking is very important. Okay, transposition, we take the equation here, minus 5x minus 27 is equal to 2x plus 3. What I do is, I retain the variable on the left and numbers on the right. So I move the 2x to the left and negative 27 to the right. So by doing them, you can solve the equations. But when you're moving, what will happen? Its sign will change. So 5x minus 2x is equal to 3 plus 27. So 5x minus 2x is 3x is equal to 30. So divide by 3 on both sides in this case. So x is equal to 10. So you got the same value in both the methods. So this is how you solve the equations, right? Okay, fine. So we'll do word problems. There are a lot of word problems there. We'll do 1 or 2 word problems also. Okay, fine. Now, say for example, the sum of 3 consecutive numbers is 36. What are the numbers? In algebra, mostly what you do is, the numbers that you don't know, you keep it as a variable. So what I do is, I take the first number as x. So the second number is x plus 1. And the third one is x plus 2. They are consecutive, right? X plus 1, x plus 2. Like you have 11, 12, 13 like that, right? Or 15, 16, 17 like that. Okay. So according to the question, the sum of these numbers is 36. So x plus 1 plus x plus 2 is equal to 36. So you have to do the addition here. So 3x plus 3 is equal to 36. Now it has become a linear equation. So you can use either transposition or the cancellation. So I use the cancellation here. So I subtract 3x because 3 is added to 3x, so 3 has to be removed. So I subtract 3 on both sides. So 3 gets cancelled on the left. You get 3x is equal to 33. So x is equal to 11, right? 33 by 3, that is 11. You divide by 3 on both sides, you get x is equal to 11. This is 1. So what is the next number? Is x plus 1. That is equal to 12. What is x plus 2? Then x plus 2 is the next number. That is 13. 11, 2, 13, 11, 12 and 13 are the consecutive numbers. How to cross check? You add these numbers, you should get 36. So 11 plus 12 is 23. 23 plus 13 is 36. So your answer is correct. You can also do here, you have added here. So x plus 1, x plus 1 and x plus 2 you are taking. You can also take x minus 2, x minus 1 and x. These are also consecutive. Right? So what I do is I add them. Sorry, x minus 2, sorry here. X minus 2 plus x minus 1 plus x. That is equal to 36. In this case, you have 3x minus 3 is equal to 36. 3 is being subtracted, so you add 3 on both sides. So you get 3 gets cancelled on the left, so you get 3x is equal to 39. So divide by 3 on both sides, you get x is equal to 13. So if x is 13, then x minus 1 is equal to 12 and x is equal to 11. X plus minus 2 is equal to 11. So both the cases, you see. So you get 11, 12 and 13. So these are consecutive numbers. This is how you solve the equations. So when you see that, you have to read the problem, understand it and make it into an equation. You can solve it, right? We'll do the one more problem here. Okay. Fine. Just a minute. One angle is greater than the other by 50 and their sum is 180. Sum is 180. So you have to calculate the angles, find the angles. This is the question, right? So read the question before you proceed. Read the question. One angle is greater than the other by 50. We don't know what angles, right? So let one angle, first angle, you take first angle as m, any variable m. So what is the second angle? Second angle is what? One is more than the first by 50, right? So m plus 50. So now their sum is 180 is given. So m plus 50 is equal to 180. You see, you get an equation. So 2m plus 50 is an equation, is equal to 180 is an equation. So subtract 50 on both sides. Because you know now how to do this, solve the equation. I'm doing the cancellation method. So I cancel the 50 on both sides. So you get 2m is equal to 180 minus 50, sorry, that is 130. So divide by 2 on both sides. So you get m is equal to 65. So you got one angle as 65. So what is the second angle? So it's 65 plus 50, right? That is equal to 115 degree. It's degrees, right? Both should be in degrees. Okay, now how to cross check? You have one angle as 65, right? The other angle is 115 we got. When you add it, it should be equal to 180 and that is equal to 180. So your answer is correct. Right? This is how you solve the equations, do the word problems, right? And I'm completing the linear equation by today. Next session or next video, I'll be giving another topic. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.